everybody, my name is Dani. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be looking at the subreddit r/MaliciousCompliance. Boss introduces a new time tracking tool to avoid time manipulation. It backfires on him. I work in a small startup company of around 12 people.
Startup, cash in, sell out, bro down.
It's a very good atmosphere in the office, and everyone pulls their weight and is super motivated. However, our boss likes to micromanage us, even though he has no expertise in any of our fields, which is marketing, design, accounting, etc. Especially those of us in marketing and design suffer a lot from that, since he will make changes to our strategies, posts, websites, sometimes without telling us, and then gets upset at us when the customer feedback is bad and we aren't reaching our predicted goals.
If anything, it's kind of your fault.
So recently, he told us that the reason he thinks we aren't seeing enough results is because we are manipulating our hours and not actually putting in the work we should.
Working hard or hardly working?
Until then, we each wrote down our hours manually in an Excel sheet. But with the new time tracking tool, he would see how long we were working down to the minute. We could also only log in on our desk PCs and previously approved home office devices, but not mobile, because if you're not at your desk, it's not work. After our initial shock passed,
I'm shocked,
and our boss left for the day, our manager called for a meeting and we came up with a plan. We would do as he says, in the most just following the rules way possible.
It is in the rule book.
We would not engage in work-related conversations with him unless we are sitting at our desks and are clocked in. Any questions from him, which are asked after we are clocked out, will only be answered once we clock in again the following day. Every phone call, text message, or otherwise work-related things outside of the office would only be answered once there was an option for us to clock in, either the next day in the office or, for some of us, in our home office device. Since we no longer have the option to shift time manually, all work minutes and hours would be clocked exactly when they took place. Side note, in my country, weekends pay better, Sundays have to be paid double, and working after 8 p.m. warrants additional financial benefits by law.
it's the law!
Previously, if we needed to post something real quick or had a question, we would just add the weekend hours or late time to the upcoming Monday, basically out of goodwill. But no more of that! We would stop doing any independent activity, like posting on social media or writing an email, and would send him everything to approve before following through. After about a week, our boss was so fed up with this, he gave us the option to clock in from our mobile devices, so he could get a more immediate response to his questions.
I don't need sleep, I need answers.
However, this, of course, led us to clocking in
way more frequently,
since, as I said, he likes to micromanage and is therefore asking a lot of questions.
How was school? Was it fun? Did you get a lot of homework? Huh? Do you have any friends? Do you have a best friend?
I'm happy to report that, as of 2024, we have abolished this system again and regained most of our independence. And even though our boss is still pissed about how we exploited the system, it brought the team closer together and hopefully taught him a lesson. It is
so stupid
when bosses pulled this stuff. This guy should have known that he was frequently asking his employees to work after work hours. So of course, why wouldn't they utilize that clocking in system to their advantage?
Duh.
I love it when micromanagers see the consequences of their actions. Well done, OP, and I'm glad you got your independence back. You want me to get the attention of your husband's commanding officer? It's your funeral. So over the past few days, I've become friends with a retired Army officer that I'll call Belle. She's been delighting me with stories of her service, and she shared this wonderful story that I think you all will enjoy. Names and some details have been changed to protect the innocent.
I am innocent.
Belle was a young second lieutenant at her first posting. As she put it, my college diploma hadn't even arrived in the mail, and I was scared as
hell.
Fortunately, she got onto the NCO's good side and settled in pretty nicely. One afternoon, she was at work when in storms the officer's wife, looking like she was in the mood to cause hell. Belle keeps her head down, trying to stay busy when she hears the dreaded words.
I'm talking to you, soldier.
Belle looked up and saw the woman, let's call her Karen because why not, standing in front of her. Can I help you, ma'am? Belle asked.
Yeah, I'm Major Mix-So-Important's wife, and I need to speak to Colonel Stone.
Do you have an appointment? He's busy, Belle asked.
Just go get him. I'll stand right here until you do.
Belle looks around, wondering what the hell she's supposed to do. She didn't want to risk her job because Colonel Stone was known around the base for having a fierce temper.
I'll have you knocked back down to private if you don't do as I say,
Karen shouts.
Now move.
Wanting to get away, Belle got up and walked towards the Colonel's office, intending to get away for a long enough coffee break that Karen will forget. When she looked back, she sees Karen is watching her like a hawk, so there goes that plan. Colonel Stone's door is closed, and Belle knocks on the door.
Yes?
Colonel Stone barked. Sir, it's the Second Lieutenant Belle Smith, she said.
Come in.
Belle opens the door, does the customary salute, and he immediately notices how nervous she is.
What is it?
Major Mix-So-Important's wife is here, and she wants to speak to you, Belle said, her voice squeaking.
Does she have an appointment?
She just said to go get you, and she wouldn't leave until you saw her.
I see. Did she threaten to knock you down to private?
She did. Colonel Stone nodded, and then said in a voice that scared Belle,
Send her in.
Belle salutes, and then goes back to Karen. Karen looks absolutely smug. He'll see you now, Belle said.
See, that wasn't so hard, was it?
Karen said, strolling over to the Colonel's office. It's at this point that a first sergeant named Sanders comes in. He just sits down, and as the office door closes, he counts in a low voice, 3, 2, 1.
What the hell were you thinking?
Colonel Stone shouted. For a good 5 minutes, he proceeded to tear Karen a new butthole, telling her that she
Is it permitted to wear her husband's ring?
and that if
She tries pulling anything like that ever again, her husband will be busted down to private faster than he could sneeze.
Karen left the office like a bat out of hell, white as a sheet and quaking.
What did I do to deserve that?
Belle never saw her again, but she and the Major got divorced shortly afterwards. According to Belle, he realized what a liability she'd be to his career. It is so satisfying to see these entitled military wives put in their place. They want all of the glory and recognition that their husbands have earned without doing anything themselves.
The real question is, what are police?
I'm sorry, who are you again?
Obviously, there are military wives that are wonderful, great people, but obviously not all of them, and I love seeing Karen get what she deserves. Customer wanted the foam head/crown of his beer at the bottom. So when my dad was younger, he worked in a bar in Germany that made their own beer as a beer tapper. One time, a customer came up to the counter and jokingly ordered a beer with the foam head at the bottom of his beer.
What? That's impossible.
So my father took a glass, filled it up to the top with a nice foam head/crown, I don't know the right term, put a beer mat on top of it, quickly flipped the glass 180 degrees, and pushed it towards the customer. The customer tipped him $20 and went back to his buddies with the flipped beer. I love that this customer had a good attitude about it. I know there would be plenty of people who'd be ticked off at getting an upside down beer.
How dare you?
But it seems like maybe the liquid stayed inside, so that was a brilliant move on OP's dad's part, and it seemed like it turned out all for the best. I wonder if that customer will ever try something like that again. Based on his reaction, seems like he's a good guy, so maybe he'll see if anybody else will do the same trick. I don't know. That was r/MaliciousCompliance. If you like this video, give it a like, subscribe for more content, and I'll see you next time. Bye!